Okay, so yesterday we learned about creating the function in Python and also learned about how can we take input from user using input function and also looked into eval function, right? That will evaluate into a particular uh, data type based on the data provided, right? Today we will see into look into command line arguments. How can we pass the command line arguments as input from the command line? How can we pass the input? So what is command line arguments? So you may be seeing like this, like suppose py basic.py and whatever. Suppose we our program needs two parameter a and b to do the sum or something. So from the command line only you can pass the values. Okay, input for that. So this kind of requirement could be there where you need to pass the command line arguments. So for that purpose, we will be learning today the command line arguments. How can we pass input from the command line arguments in Python? Okay, so for this purpose, uh, Python has a package. Okay, this is not inbuilt function. Okay, like we have seen till now, like length function or type function. It's not like that. For this, you would need to import a package. Okay, so what is a package? So package is something which is we can say group of functionalities. Okay, group of modules, and that module is package of functions. Okay, functions, different functions. Okay. And all the functions are packaged together, and that is called as package. Okay, so how can you import a package into your Python program? So you can simply write import, and whatever package you need to import into your program, you can pass that. Okay, so in this case, as I told you, for command line arguments, it is not inbuilt functionality, but there is a package available for this, which is called as argparse package. Okay, so any package which you will be using for that, a documentation will be provided from the Python. Okay, so if it is the first time you want to use some packages, so you can go in Google and search if there is something like that, it's available. And this is the document, and here you can see all the references available. Examples are also available. Its object, the argument passes different objects which are available. So you can the add argument method, then parse args method. So everything for all of the thing here will be the examples. Okay, so now we have imported the parser. Okay, so how can we import? So import arg parse. Okay, okay, then how can we create the parser? So for that purpose you can copy this thing. Okay, and suppose I want to get the two numbers. Okay, I have a function which is addition function, and we want to get two values, right? If we want to perform operation, some operation, then we at least need two numbers, right? So we can have two variables. Okay, one one for a and one for b, right? So how can we add the arguments? So this is also here. Okay, this is also here. Parser dot add arguments. Okay, what is the name of first argument, so that you can pass here? So this is the variable. So it is a, and its type will be int, right? Because we need integer number to perform the addition, and you can pass a help. Okay, an integer number, like If someone is typing like someone is typing py basic dot py hyphen h, so then he will get like what kind of number, what kind of data he need to pass and what is the data, right? I will show you in few minutes once we are ready with our code. Okay, so this is fine. Meta variable is not required here. This is also not required. Let me put in single line. Okay, this is our first variable, and then similarly we will have second variable, which is b of the integer type only. So you do not need to remember anything. You can always go and follow the documents, and once you will start doing this practically every other day or in every other program, you will have good understanding of it. So then you will not have to even remember this, right? Okay, so this is done. So we have created first argument parser, okay, which is test, and then we have created two arguments, a and b, which is a variable which we need to pass to our program to do the sum, right? Now, the next step is after adding the argument, you need to parse the arguments as well. Okay, so you can see that argument parser parse arguments through the parse args method. This will inspect the command line and convert each argument to the appropriate type and then invoke the appropriate action. Okay, so what is it? You have taken the, you have created two arguments, and if someone is passing the value that you want to keep into your program, right? So how will you do it? So that thing is can be passed with the help of this method, which is parse args. Okay, parse args method. So let's do this, and then you will understand, we'll have more clarity about it. So args and parser dot, what it is, parse underscore args. So simple parse underscore args. Okay. So we want to store the a into x. Okay. So how can we store? So args dot a and y will be args dot. Okay, and now suppose I want to print sum of x plus y. Then do py basic dot py, and suppose I am giving two numbers 45 and 32. So it is giving you output 77. Okay, so how is it working? Understand it, everything. So first of all, as I told you, you need to import the argparse package because it is not inbuilt in Python. You will need to import it. How can you import? So there is a keyword in Python, import keyword, that you can use, and you can pass the name of the package, which is argparse. Okay, now you have imported it. It is a module. Okay, and it is the library of with the different functions like argument parser is here, add argument is here, parse args. It is a package of multiple functions, right? So first thing you need to do is you need to create a argument parser. Okay, even you will go to document, first thing you need to create a parser. The first step in using the argparse is creating an argparser object. Okay, so this object you created. Okay, this object, even you will follow this document, you can see here that the first step is this. Then you have added this parser, okay, into your program. Now you need to pass, like if you want to take two variables for some function, suppose addition of two numbers. So for that purpose you will have to have two placeholders, right? Two placeholders which will uh, take the arguments, right? So here A and B, this is two variables. You are defining the what is the type of this, and you are defining a help on this. What actually help does. So someone is coming and seeing your program like first time, and he wants to see what all he need to pass while working with this function, this script. So he can check here if -h he will pass, he will get, okay, so there are two positional argument I need to pass. One is A, another is B, an integer for the accumulator, an integer for the accumulator. Okay, so he got like I need to pass two integers. Okay, so this is what the help do. Okay, so if you remember, like in Linux, if you are working, so sometimes you can go for a particular commands arguments, what all it takes, right? So you do the hyphen help hyphen help or -h, and you get the output. So it is similar to that. Okay, so this is what it is doing. So you created two placeholders which will be holding the value which will be passed through the command line. Okay, so like suppose someone is passing 10 and 20. So we need some variable which will hold this value and this value. So A will take this value, we will take this value, right? Now this is available in your program. Your parser has it. Now from this parser, we need to parse that argument to use in our functionality, okay, in our script. So what we will do, we will create a args. Okay, it can be any name, okay, but standard is like as per the document, it is using args. So we are using args. Okay, uh, not here, but generally somewhere you do, yes, args. So it is a standard follow throughout the organization. So we are using the args, but it can be anything, A, B, C, D, whatever you want. So then parser, and then this functionality, this function parse underscore args, this function, this method is used to pass the value from these placeholders. So it will parse and give it into args. So args has two values now, right? So A and B. So X is the args object A, and Y will be args dot B, which is the args will have two values, and in one variable it is your local to your script, okay, X and Y. So you are assigning those values which you have given from the command line argument to X and Y, and then doing the performing the action whatever you want to do on this. Okay, so if similarly, if we will do py basic.py, if I am not passing anything, okay, it will give you error. Okay, error, the following arguments are required, A comma B. So we need to always pass two values, 20 comma 43, suppose. So it is given 63. So what is happening? So 20 and 43 is being taken care by A and B. These are the placeholder which will initially store this 20 and 43. Then args will pass the argument from this A and B placeholder, and it will store it into it. And then we can assign like there is two variables A and B, so that values we can assign to a new variable X the first value, and Y to the Y the second value. Okay, is this clear, guys? Is the command line argument clear? Any doubt in this, you can go ahead and ask. Okay, cool. So you can definitely look into this document for ArcPass. And this is a gist of it. Like there are many things you can look into, but this is mainly as a scripting you will be using this. If you need to use a string, so a string is by default, or even you can pass the type as a string. You need list, then list, and then help and other parameter if your programming requires. So you can go and see. Okay, and pass it. Okay, guys, so this is all about command line argument, and with this we come to the end of the input variable. How can we take the inputs from the user? Now let's look into one more thing which is very important from programming perspective, from scripting or whatever you are doing. This is very much important in Python is exception handling. Okay. So what is exception handling? Suppose if you are writing a program for division, okay, dividing two numbers. Okay. Dividing two numbers if you are writing, and this is returning a/b, okay, division of two numbers. Suppose one user is coming and he is passing 10, 2, suppose. Okay, fine. And then take the output of it in some division well result. So okay, and then print result. Okay, and now do 5.0. It is good. But if suppose someone is passing 10, 0. Okay, so how it is coming out? It is saying 0 division error. Okay, so this is how it is coming out. Okay, 0 division error, division by 0, line in 0, because you cannot divide by anything by 0. So that's why it is giving error. So these kind of exception we want to handle. Okay, we do not want our program to exit like this. Okay, this is not a good way. Okay, if your program is you should have handled all the errors. Okay, if this is coming, do this. If this is coming, do that. Okay, so that is called as exception handling. So in this program, suppose I want to do exception handling, so how can we achieve it? Okay, so for this purpose, for handling the exceptions in Python, we have few keywords: try, except, and finally. Okay, if you are coming from Java, there is try, catch, and finally, right? So similar to that, we have here in Python try, except, and finally. Okay, so what it actually do? So suppose take this program only for example. Okay, and in this program, if we want to do the exception handling, like should not come out the program in such a way, such a bad way, but smooth, like this exception should be handled. Okay, so for that purpose, how can we achieve? So currently, if we are doing, so we are getting this kind of thing. Okay, but we do not want this kind of output. We want something different. Okay, so for that purpose, what we can do, we can write a try block. Okay, and sorry, we can write a try block. Okay, and then whenever you are writing try block, you will definitely have a except block. Okay, okay, and this except block, you can write anything like print exiting due to 0 division error. Okay, please do not enter 0 in denominator, right? It is numerator is upper one, denominator is lower one, right? Denominator. Okay, so now exiting due to 0 division error, please do not enter 0 in denominator. Yeah, so this you cannot stop the error, but you can handle the error. Okay, that is called as exception handling. Previously it was coming out in such a way that was not smooth. That is not, I do not have word right now for that. That was not very clean, or Yeah, but this is now giving an information like why you got such kind of exception, what you do not need to do, what you should do. Okay, so this is what called as exception handling. Okay, and it is very important concept from the programming perspective or even a scripting perspective. So suppose for in real time, suppose uh, you are using the request. Okay, so you want to connect to some API, and from there you are getting you want to get some response. Okay, and on those response, based on that response, you want to continue your script execution. So if the response is 200, do this thing, right? 200, then whatever is response data on top of that perform. 200 is means you got the response code. 200 means that everything is successful. Yeah, so do this. And suppose if there is a 400, yeah, 401 error, that this particular should is not found. So you have some logics like it should go to some other API and then try, right? So those you can handle with the help of exception handling. Okay, so how the try except syntactically works. So let me tell you. So in try block, you can write your logic, whatever logic you are having. Your code you can put into try block, and then if you think like by the your trial and error method, you will get like what all exceptions can be generated. So you can put this into except block, and then you can write some logics inside the except block as well. Okay, so this is how the this particular exception handling works. Okay, so suppose in this case also, either you can write simply accept and it will accept everything. Okay, whatever error is coming, a/b, a divided by b, and whatever error it is giving every time. Suppose what could be another scenario? In what scenario it can give error? Suppose uh, let get no, because 0 can be divided by Hmm. Let me think about something. Another error which can come while dividing. Okay. Oh, I'm not able to think anything other than this for division. Hmm. Okay, anyway. So actually, I am trying to tell you that if you are doing like, so you know in advance that what kind of error it will have, you can define that. Okay. So just a second.
We hope you liked this class so far. To complete this project, please log on to our website, lms.lwplabs.com. Thank you for watching.